Picture this. You're on your way to work, either part-time or full-time. Suddenly your brain flutters with a dozen of issues and problems that you need to deal with. Maybe it's the long hours of school and repeated homework. Maybe it's a relationship that's under rocks and slowly falling apart. Or maybe it's because of the things you want to do, but can't achieve due to the amount of pay you get. You're working at a job that you hate, but you kinda have to, since without it the bills aren't getting paid. You're experiencing an existential crisis, and it's in moments like these where we question everything we got taught about life. Why are we doing any of this? Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? Why don't I have the talent? You're ordinary, and that's okay. Solanin, a manga written and illustrated by Inio Asano, is a slice-of-life drama manga that explores the struggles of young adulthood and the harsh realities of growing up. The manga was released on June 30th, 2005, and contains 2 volumes consisting of 29 chapters, including the epilogue. The author Inio Asano is mostly known for his other works such as Goodnight Pun Pun, A Girl on the Shore, and Dead Dead Demon's Destruction. Solanin's story revolves around this girl named Miko Inoue, a recent college graduate who feels disillusioned with a mundane office job and the uncertainty about her future. Alongside her boyfriend Naruto Tanada, who works part-time as a freelance illustrator and aspires to make it big with a small, barely non-existent band. Meiko's story struggles with the pressure of social expectations and the search for personal meaning. In the first chapter of Solanin, we are introduced to Meiko Inoue's daily life as an office lady, the life consisting of always smiling and giving kind gestures to people complaining, the small talk with co-workers you don't even consider your friend, and the always complaining from the higher-ups, but it's whatever, right? The way I look at it, adults are just a bunch of people who go whatever to everything. I'm hungry, but whatever. My nose hairs are sticking out, but whatever. I could get caught, but whatever. Meiko believes that every adult are just people of apathy, people that lack interest and is just on repeat mode, referencing the talk about the office/9-to-5 lifestyle, the topic about living the same day every day, the feeling of exhaust, the feeling of monotony, the feeling of ordinary. Meiko quits her job and is promised by a boyfriend that everything will work out somehow. With Meiko quitting her job, she's finding relief of all this stress and can finally begin to live the life she wanted. She's a young adult in a big city full of freedom, doing anything she desires. Take an idle stroll, do laundry in the beautiful weather, or learning how to cook food properly. Days and days go by and Meiko slowly realizes it's just the same as before. Freedom without any purpose feels a whole lot like boredom. Existentialist philosophers like Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus have explored the idea that freedom, while inherently valuable, can lead to a sense of emptiness or existential angst if not coupled with a sense of purpose. Such a notion of existence precedes essence suggests that individuals are free to define their own meaning, but this freedom can also lead to a paralyzing sense of responsibility and confusion. Without a self-defined purpose, the vast possibilities of freedom can become overwhelming, resulting in boredom and a feeling of insignificance. This philosophy is very prominent in the story of Solanin. Yes, Meiko is living in a huge city like Tokyo, filled with opportunities, a loving boyfriend, and a healthy amount of money to make something out of. But without purpose, there's no meaning. Us humans always strive for something more. Maybe not instantly after obtaining something, but over time we'll eventually want to grow, evolve, or rather just change. Throughout the manga we get to see more and more characters that seem to fall under the same category of ordinary, the growing of apathy inside you the more you keep living. A perfect example in the manga is the character Billy, or to be more precise, a guy called Billy. His real name is Yamada Jiro. Jiro is, I'm assuming, an old classmate of Meiko, or as he describes himself, a guy that works at a completely ordinary drugstore on a completely ordinary street where he lives with his parents. Jiro's daily life is the same. Work, play in Tanada's band, and repeat. Jiro doesn't even know himself if he's happy. He's just living life as everybody else. Dreams, money, I would just keep racking up more and more irritation with myself for not having the courage to break out of the daily grind. Well, maybe I can live with that after all, or so I thought. Jiro expresses his feelings of frustration and self-disappointment in life, due to him working an ordinary job that he doesn't even really enjoy. But trying to escape this job, he's uncertain of what else he can do. What else can pay the bills? Doesn't matter if you're interested in music, art, or something completely different. The feeling of uncertainty and the feeling of not knowing if you're good enough is what kills many people's courage to do something, to do what they want. Or rather, you don't know what you want, and so you're stuck with working a job you're just working for the sake of raking in money. Dreams and feelings wash away eventually, right? Right? There's a big spoiler ahead, so if you want to read the manga, then skip to 7 minutes exactly. Solanin's big change in the story is when Tanada decides to break up with Meiko, mainly because of the fact that both of them are now jobless, since Tanada quit his job and they can't afford to keep living without any income. Tanada tells Meiko that they should break up and both move back to their hometowns. Meiko, obviously still in love, is unpleased with his decisions and convinces him to stay. Shortly after they arrive home, Tanada tells Meiko that he's going out for a walk, but as Meiko said, Tanada never came back. Days went by and Meiko is just running in bed as usual, and it goes around a week before Tanada calls back, telling her they got hired as old work again as full-time and that it's been hard at work for basically 5 days a night straight. Tanada also tells Meiko that he loves her and that he's on his way home. Look at the sky. It's so clear and blue. Tanada dies, and from now on the story centers around how Meiko are meant to live with this grief. How you're meant to live with losing a loved one. Meiko tries working again, slowly building up her mood. At work, Meiko even has a person that's a crush on her, and coincidentally this guy also plays in a band. We also found out that Billy had been harboring feelings for Meiko ever since they met, leading into jealousy of Tanada. Meiko, Chiro, and the rest of the characters some way or another eventually come to understand and accept that they're ordinary. And there's a profound peace in that realization. Being ordinary is not a flaw or a shortcoming. It's the reality for most of us. Embracing one's ordinariness can lead to a sense of contentment and connection with the broader human experience. Solanin, I wouldn't say either has a happy or a sad ending. It's more of a right in the middle. The story is not meant to be happy. It's meant to explore themes such as purpose and meaning with life, grief and loss surrounding close ones, and the duality of dreams and reality when it comes to young adulthood.